There was a time when Assassin's Creed meant one thing: stealth, Parker, and assassinations. You'd blend into crowds, stalk targets from rooftops, and strike with a single hit from the hidden blade. Simple, focused, and iconic. Then in 2017, Ubisoft flipped the entire formula with Assassin's Creed Origins. It wasn't just a tweak, it was a full blown genre shift. Suddenly, the franchise leaned heavily into RPG mechanics: massive maps, loot systems, branching dialogue, level gated enemies. And for some, it worked. For others, it was the moment Assassin's Creed stopped feeling like Assassin's Creed. Fast forward to 2025, and now we have Assassin's Creed Shadows. And here's the twist: it might actually pull off what felt impossible. It might finally be the game that merges both sides of this franchise into something that satisfies everyone. Set in 16th century Japan. Yes, the era and setting fans have begged for over a decade. Shadows drops players into a world that's just as gorgeous as it is deadly, and this time Ubisoft seems to be listening. First off, let's talk gameplay. Shadows still has that open world RPG DNA. There's leveling, gear, skill trees, and freedom in how you approach missions. It doesn't pretend to be old school AC in structure. If you've played Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla, you'll feel right at home. But Ubisoft did something clever. They added optional features, small tweaks that make a huge difference for longtime fans. One of those is called Canon Mode. It strips out all the branching dialogue and choices. No picking what to say, no customizing relationships. Just the core story Ubisoft intended, like the old days. And that's a big deal. Because let's be honest, sometimes you don't want to craft your own narrative. Sometimes you want to be told a tight, focused story with defined characters and emotional stakes. Canon Mode gives you that. Then there's instant assassinations. Yeah, they're back. In the RPG games, your hidden blade wasn't always a one hit kill. Enemies had armor. You had to level up your blade. It made assassinations feel unreliable. Now, you sneak up, you strike, they go down like it used to be. Brutal, simple, satisfying. And yet, it's still an RPG. You can turn those features off. You can play it your way. That's the genius here. Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't pick a side. It says, why not both? But what really sells this duality isn't just features. It's the dual protagonists, Yasuke and Naoe. Yasuke is the powerhouse, a real historical figure. Heavy armor, brutal combat. He's not an assassin, he's a warrior. When you play as Yasuke, you feel that weight. You're not sneaking, you're overwhelming. Nea, on the other hand, is the assassin. Agile, silent, deadly. She's the embodiment of classic Assassin's Creed gameplay. Parker, stealth, the hidden blade. Two characters, two philosophies. It's more than gameplay, it's a thematic reflection of what this series has become. You don't just switch between them, you switch between playstyles, between legacies. And maybe that's why Shadows feels so important, because for the first time, Ubisoft isn't trying to erase the past or fully reinvent it. They're embracing both. A game that lets you choose how you want to experience Assassin's Creed, whether you fell in love with Ezio's rooftop chases or Bayek's massive open world journey. And the world itself. It's dense, atmospheric, and full of life. From cherry blossoms to blood-stained battlefields, Japan is more than just a setting, it's a character, and it looks like Ubisoft has finally found the sweet spot between scale and substance. Of course, this isn't a perfect solution. Some will still argue it's too RPG heavy. Others will wish it ditched the RPG side entirely. But maybe that's okay. Maybe Assassin's Creed Shadows isn't about pleasing everyone, but about giving players the choice. So here we are, a franchise that struggled for years to find its identity, finally offering a game that says, you want stealth, you got it. You want an RPG, go for it. You want to just experience a beautiful, tragic story in a gorgeous historical setting. Step right in. Assassin's Creed Shadows might not be revolutionary, but it might be the reconciliation this series has needed for years. And honestly, that might be even better.